holy name. Everything that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior of Mashiach Yahushua. Colossians 3:17 all day and all night, 24/7. And we give thanks to the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He worthy to be praised. Hallelujah to his glorious and holy name for allowing us to have another day closer to the kingdom. Oh, yes. I want to look at Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." It's not our rest, Yasharala, because it is polluted. It said, because it's polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. So let's look at how it's saying this is not our rest. We came here to serve in captivity for breaking the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And here we are. Until this day, hopefully it's nearing the last days that we have to deal with this. But he said, this is not our rest, because it's polluted. How did it become polluted? Look what the Most High told Esau in Isaiah 47. Isaiah the 47th chapter, verse 5. He said, sit thou silent. He told him, sit silent, be quiet, and get thee into darkness. I mean, ignorance, that's contrary to the light. In dealing with keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And the Mashiach bringing that light to us, being that light shining bright in darkness when he came on the earth in the flesh in the Roman Empire. That's why he says, sit thou silent, be quiet, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. It says, so I was wroth with my people. So he was wroth with his people. Who's his people? Exodus 3:10. Hold that. Exodus 3:10. He said, my people. So who are they? He said, come now therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. So the Most High's people are us, the 12 tribes of Israel. So he says in Isaiah 47:6, he said, I was wroth with my people, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. I have polluted mine inheritance. See? He said, that's why he said, this is not our rest. Because the world that we in now is polluted. He said, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Amongst the ancient, the older people, he's barely laid his yoke. So the Most High polluted. He said, I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. He polluted us by giving us into their hand. And here we are, as a people, majority of, because 2/3 of our people following the ways of the heathen. And Esau, the one that set up for the lad to rule in the last days of this earth. So we look at Isaiah 60:2, it says, Isaiah 60:2, it says, for behold, the darkness, the ignorance, not knowing, destroyed for lack of knowledge, shall cover the earth. Says shall cover the earth. And gross darkness, not only darkness, but gross darkness, gross ignorance, the people. But the Most High shall arise upon thee. That's that 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. And his glory shall be seen upon thee. See? See, the Most High polluted us. So now you look at, he polluted us because we didn't want to follow his law, statute, commandments. We didn't want to do what he say do. His rules and regulations. Therefore, this is not our rest. And it's polluted, as he's saying. Now go to First Ezra, the First Ezra, the ninth chapter, or the eighth chapter, Salakia. First Ezra, the eighth chapter, and the 69th verse. This is very key here. It says, the nation of Israel, in the Apocrypha, it's in the Apocrypha. These are 14 books that the Protestants took out of the original King James 611 Bible. It's a lot of good information here. It says, First Ezra 8:69, it says, the nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles. See, we didn't put away the pollutions of the Gentiles. Remember, the Most High said he polluted us. Polluted inheritance. He gave them into their hands. But we didn't put away the pollutions of the Gentiles. So now, when you see, give you an idea of what he told us, go to Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. He brought us up out of the land of Egypt, out of the captivity of the Egyptians, and he told us this and given us his laws. Deuteronomy 7:1. We're going to concentrate on verse 3. It says, when the Most High thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, in the land of Canaan, and have cast out many nations before thee. This is what the Most High cast out before us. The Hittites, and the Girgasites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. So, just let you know, the Most High not with everybody. From the beginning, he cast out all these nations for his people, we the children of Israel. They were greater and mightier than us. And when the Most High, thy power, which is your power, you're showing a possessive pronoun, shall deliver them, all these 7 nations, before thee, thou shalt smite them. He said, we shall kill them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant, no contract, no agreement with them, nor show mercy, which is not getting something that you do deserve, unto them. Say, don't show them no mercy. Listen at this. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. He told us to kill them. He said, don't make no marriages with these other nations, these nations here. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. This is why. For they will turn away thy son from following me. So he let us know if we went with these other nations, that they're going to turn the sons from following the Most High. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods, other idols. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. So he said he's going to get angry. So if you're looking at our people in following the way of the heathen, following all these different religions that has nothing to do with keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, that's why he's going to utterly destroy the sinners of his people, the children of Israel. Because they're not keeping the laws. That's rules and regulations. They're not keeping his rules and regulations. Are they keeping the moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws as they come up? No. But they make sure they keep Christmas, Easter, 4th of July, and all the rest of the holidays that they have. set up. Halloween in the church? Come on. These things are happening. The things that they're doing in the clubs, they're doing in the church now. Just to get members and so forth. Verse 5, but thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. That's what he told us to do. Get rid of all idolatry. It says, because Israel will end up worshiping it. But you understand when Moses told us that we couldn't do that. We couldn't bow down and worship anything but him. And he's a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. This is what he told us in verse 6. Deuteronomy 7:6. He said, for thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power have chosen thee. So the 12 tribes of Israel are the chosen people. To be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. I know that hurts a lot of people because of the fact of the Most High didn't choose everybody. Even though everybody want to be chosen, everybody want to act like they have this special connection with the Most High power. But he say, look, let's establish who we say he is. Go to Exodus, the 3rd chapter, and verse 15. This is who we say he is. And the Most High said, moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Most High power of your fathers. I don't like to say God because the Europeans invented that word God, and it's nothing but dog spelled backwards. And Mashiach Shai, through the prophet, and King David said in Psalms 22:16, for dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me, they pierced my hands and my feet. So who did that? The Romans, the so-called Italian Caucasians did that. So the Most High is telling us here in Exodus 3:15, and the Most High said, moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Most High power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name forever. This is named forever. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham had a son named Isaac. Isaac had a son named Jacob. And the Most High chose Isaac, and the Most High chose Jacob, or the seed of Abraham. Because Abraham had Ishmael, but the Most High didn't choose Ishmael. Else his name would have been Abraham, Ishmael, and his lineage. No, it's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Because Isaac had Esau and Jacob, but the Most High chose Jacob. So verse 16 clearly lets you know what the Most High instructed Moses to do once he left from the council with the angel of the Most High, the spirit of the Most High, Hamashiach Yahushai, as an angel. But listen, it says, go and gather the children of Israel together and say unto them, the Most High power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, appeared unto me. So you don't see no I am that I am, no I am there. He said, just what you tell them, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. This is the Most High right here. Appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. See? So that's his name. He said, that's his name. How long? Forever. The power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. So we have to establish this because, and it clearly lets you know that if you're not of Jacob, then he's not your power. And there's nothing that you can really look to we as the Israelites and bringing it forth, because we just the messengers that have this knowledge Listen, go to Matthew, the 22nd chapter and the 32nd verse. Have you not read? So lucky. I gotta. This my page right there. It's not there, but just a second, just a minute. Let me make sure I get it right for you. It's been used. But while I'm getting it, we can go to Acts 3 and 13. It's his name. I mean, you can't gainsay on this. Acts 3 and 13. He told us in Exodus 3:15 to 16, his name is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So Exodus 3:13. The power of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob. Remember, he said this is named forever, the memorial to all generations. The power of our fathers. See? Power of our fathers. Now let's go to Matthew. '22. And we can look at 31 and 32. It says, Matthew 22 and 31. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read? This is my Jacob Shai speaking. That which was spoken unto you by the Most High, saying, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. The Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living. So I'm just showing you that that's who he is. Now let's go back to 1 Ezra 8 and 69. Now that we've seen what the law says, and we know that the Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it says, the nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles. So you know, you go with the Gentiles, you're going to be polluted. Remember, they're going to take your mind away from following the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Why? Psalms 96 and 5. Psalms 96 and 5. Psalm 96 and 5. For all the gods or the powers of the nations are idols. But the Most High made the heavens. I wonder why he said he made the heavens, because they worship in the sun, the moon, the stars, the comets, you name it. They worshiping things in the sky. But all the gods, powers of the nations are idols. They deal with idolatry. That's why the Most High said, hey, Jeremiah 10 and 2. Jeremiah 10 and 2. Thus said the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We established that. Talking to the house of Israel, the who live in a house family of Israel. Thus said the Most High power, learn not the way of the heathen. Don't learn the way of the heathen, he told us. That's why he told us when we go into the land of Canaan, he said, hey, smite these nations. Don't let your sons or your daughters marry their daughters or sons, because they're going to turn your mind away from following the Most High. Thus said the Most High power, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. That's why we knew about chariots and so forth, of the Most High, the angels of the Most High, how they rode. That's why we had the song, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, what did I see? Not over the Nile, but over Jordan, what did I see? A band of angels coming for me. So, going back to how we was polluted, First Ezra 8:69, the nation of Israel, the priests, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles, to wit, of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites. See, he added the Moabites and Edomites into this list. When we gave us our land, he had 7 nations greater and mightier than us. These were Hamite nations, or so-called African nations. Now he had the Moabites and the Edomites to it. What do we do? For both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. And from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity. You hear that? The rulers and great men have been partakers of this iniquity, this wickedness. Look what Ezra did. And as soon as I had heard these things, I rent my clothes. He tore his clothes and the holy garments, and pulled off the hair from off my head and beard, and sat me down very sad and very heavy. He's heard this, knowing that the Most High told us, don't do it. He said, learn not the way of the heathen. He told us, don't deal with them. But we did. Here we are. To this day, trying to justify our iniquity, our wickedness. Psalms 106:35. But were mingled among the heathen, these other nations, and learned their works. Learn their works. Start following their gods. The things that the Most High told us not to do. In following them, this is what we did. This is what we did. But were mingled among the heathen, because Most High told us, if we didn't follow his law, statutes, commandments, go to Deuteronomy. Hold that. Go to Deuteronomy 28:64. We're mingled among the heathen. Why? Most High told us he's going to do this for not following his law, statutes, commandments. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there, when he scatters among all these nations, thou shalt serve other gods, which are idols. Because remember, all the gods of the nations are idols, which neither thou, the brothers and sisters of the Israelites that were at the time that the Most High given us these laws in the wilderness, neither thou nor thy fathers, our forefathers before us, at this time have known, even wood and stone, Christianity and Islam and Buddha and you name it, Hellas Comet and worshiping Nike shoes and all kind of things. You name it, we in it. We involved in it. Jim Jones, you name it, we was all there. Drinking the Kool-Aid. All caught up in all kind of madness. So when you see here, it says Psalms 106:35, it says, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, learned what they were doing. And they served their idols, see? Unto this day, we serving these heathens idols, following what they told us we're supposed to be doing. And look beyond the fact of, they tell you, Mashiach Yahushua, they call him Jesus Christ, died on the Friday and rose on a Sunday. Now that's 2 days. We so destroyed for lack of knowledge, we can't even count 2 days. The third day will be the next day after the first day of the week. It's lucky for saying them days, because we ain't supposed to be even saying them. It's abomination. You see? But it says, and they served their idols, which were a snare to them. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. Man. Sacrifice our sons and daughters unto devils. And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters. Gave our sons and daughters up to these idols of these heathens, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Man. This is what we did, Israel. It's sad because you're looking at this as something that, oh, we wouldn't do this. We did it. And our people are doing the same thing today. Instead of the children and having them be defiled with all these different religions and so forth. Most High never gave us religion. He gave us laws, statutes, commandments. And religion tell you not under the law, but you're under mercy and grace. And you are grafted in. You Gentiles, you're grafted in. Grafted in among who? And you the children of Israel. That's who you are. See, when you look at 1 Corinthians, speaking of that, 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, and the 20th verse, to this day. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, these heathens sacrifice, Gentile, heathen, same thing, nations sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils. Hear that? They sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Hear that? We gave our children over to devils, sons and daughters over to devils. The Most High say, I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and the Mashiach Yahushua table. You said you believe in him, and of the table of devils. So you're going to choose either or. Hopefully you'll choose the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua and get away from the devils. Because a lot of you ain't understanding. The devil is a deceitful and evil person. Devils are deceitful and evil people. Point blank. And that's what has happened to us. You know, he just said, hey, he's not with interracial marriages at all, as is written. We just heard. So go back to First Ezra, verse 9 and 7. First Ezra 9 and 7. In the Apocrypha it says, so Ezra arose up and said unto them, ye have transgressed the law in marrying strange wives, these heathen wives, thereby to increase the sin of Israel. By us doing this, we increase the sin of Israel. And now by confessing, give glory unto the Most High power of your fathers, and do his will. Do his will, and separate yourselves from the heathen of the land and from the strange women. That's what he told them. Separate ourselves from the heathen of the land and the strange women. It's very important because when you look at what's going to go down in prophecy that haven't went down, it's still never going to change. Most High said in Malachi 3 and 6, I am the Most High, I change not. So what did they do? First Ezra 9 and 36. All these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children. They put them away with their children. Because the Most High said they would turn your mind away from following him. And I mean, this is so important. Look at, go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter and the 13th verse. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. First thing it says, fear the Most High. Be afraid, be scared of the Most High, respect the Most High, and keep his commandments. Hear that? He just gave us the commandments. In Deuteronomy 7 and 3 down. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's the whole duty of man. The whole duty of man. This is what you're supposed to be doing. So Isaiah 8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So you got people that talk a lot. They run their mouth a whole lot, right? You know that. They talk a lot, but they don't really answer your questions from these scriptures. They don't go to these scriptures to answer your questions. A lot of these pastors, they run their mouth to great, speakers and so forth. But it said, if they speak down according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. What is that light talking about? Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. If they speak not according to this word, because there's no light in them. How can the light be in them, which is the laws of the Most High, if they tell you that you're not under the law, but you're under mercy and grace, and you're Gentile, you were grafted in. You don't know who you're grafted in among, what nation you was grafted in among. Because you ain't going to ask that. It's amazing how people can come against us, bringing the word of the Most High, like nobody else in this world, and not boasting, just fact. And stand up there and let a heathen, somebody that don't even, they deal with everything contrary to the word, and respect them and disrespect us. That's why it says to the law, to the testimony, they speak not according to this word, because there's no light in them. What's that light? Proverbs 6:23, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. Reproofs of instruction. Reprove you, correct you, to instruct you how to be right in the eyes of the Most High. That's what it's all about, people. Otherwise, you're walking in darkness. And we read Isaiah 60 and 2. The people in gross darkness, gross ignorance. That's why you hear me a lot talk about spirit being spiritual, because so many people, they get precepts, but they're not really spiritual. Not understanding how this operates and how we're supposed to be doing what we're supposed to do to please the Most High first and foremost. Daniel's 9 and 11. Daniel's 9 and 11. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law. And all means a certain number. All is a certain number. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. See, these curses upon us because we sinned against the Most High. And he hath confirmed his words. Most High confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. The Most High is not evil. He created evil, but those that want to draw evil to him. By bringing upon us a great evil. The evil was made for those that break his laws, for doing iniquity. For under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem. And also I said, you're going to make it desolate, it's desolate. Straight up. And the people kicked us out the land. And to this day, as it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us. Yet may we not our prayer before the Most High our power, that we might turn from our iniquity, turn from our sins, and understand thy truth. What is the truth? Turn from sinning against him and understand the Most High's truth. What is the truth? Psalms 119, 142. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So the laws of the Most High is the truth. Y'all tell me y'all in the truth. You're in the truth. You gotta be following the laws of the Most High. Point blank. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Now see, the Most High told us, it's sad because until this day, Israel still want to do how they want to do and not follow what the Most High has told us. Let's go to the last book of the Bible. Go to Revelations 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. So we got to define the saints. If you wonder why I'm jumping around a lot, because the Most High say you get understanding through the precepts. Precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. So who are the saints? Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to long route tonight. Let's go to Psalms 50 and 5. We're defining the saints. Once I do this, through the Spirit of the Most High, there's no doubt. Should be no doubt in your mind who the saints are. Psalms 50 and 5. Gather my saints together. This Most High saying, gather his saints together unto me. Who are they? Those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Right? So the children of Israel are the only ones that made a covenant with the Most High by sacrifice. No one else. No one else can say that. So now it says, but the children of Israel made a covenant with the Most High. Now who made the covenant? Who did the Most High make a covenant with? Let's look. Psalms 105, 8 to 10. We define who the Most High made the covenant with. He had remembered his covenant forever. This is Psalms 105 and 8. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. 1,000 generations. Remember, we're looking at here's the patience of the saints. So we're defining the saints. He have remembered his covenant forever. Covenant is a contract or agreement that the Most High say he remembering forever. I mean, he's never forgetting this. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob, for a law and to Israel, that's the 12 tribes of Israel, for an everlasting covenant. So the covenant was made with Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to the 12 tribes of Israel, for an everlasting covenant. Now go to Psalms 48 and 14. He also exalted the horn, which is the power, like a bull's horn, the ram's horn. That's the power. He also exalted the horn, which is the power of his people, the praise of all his saints. Who are the saints? Even of the children of Israel. Who are we? A people near unto the Most High. Praise ye the Most High. So, going to Psalms 149. Clearly it says, the saints are even the children of Israel, a people near unto the Most High. Psalms 149:1. Praise ye the Most High. Sing unto the Most High a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Who the saints? Let Israel. Not Noah. He can say let Edom, let Ishmael, let Moab, let all nations. He said, let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. See? Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp, music to the Most High. Going back to Revelations 14 and 12, now that we clearly know that the saints are the 12 tribes of Israel. Revelation 14:12. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. That's what it's about. Keeping the commandments and having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. Revelation 22:14. That very last book of the Bible. You're going to say you're not on the commandments. It says, Revelation 22:14. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Mashiach Yahushua told us in St. John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. So y'all say y'all love Jesus, y'all love Yahushua, you love Yeshua, you love Yeshua, you love whoever, whatever name you use for him. He coming with a name that nobody knows. But whatever name you use for him, you say you love him, but if you ain't keeping his commandments, you don't love him. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So it says, Revelation 22:14, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life. That's to live forever. And may enter in through the gates into the city. So it's amazing to me how everybody think the kingdom is coming to everyone when it's not. Look, let me show you something. Go to Acts 1 and 6. This is after Mashiach Yahushua died, rose on the third day, walked the earth for 40 days. This is what the apostles asked him. They asked him a question. Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore would come together, they said, hey, man, you've been with us 40 days, man. They feel like we feel now. We can feel this because a lot of the prophecy hadn't happened. But this is what they asked him. Let you know that they didn't know. As much as we've been, all praise to the Most High to be privileged to know in these last days. It says, Acts 1 and 6, when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Mashiach Yahushua, wilt thou at this time restore